Market here, and welcome to another episode of Balloon Market Buzz on partyworldwide.net. Now this week we're talking to two lovely ladies who have started a podcast, and they're going to tell you all about it. We have Katherine from Dress Your Daydream, and we have Michelle from the Events Clique. Ladies, welcome.
Hey.
Hey.
Thank you.
So we're here to talk about the launch of your podcast. Just tell us more about it.
Yes, so Katherine and I have a podcast called Balloons Mean Business.
Yes.
And it was launched in the UK on the 8th of November. Mm-hmm. And it is for balloon and event stylists. And it's all centred around empowering women, and men, of course, if they want to have profitable, sustainable and enjoyable businesses. Yeah. So we're basically spreading our knowledge and word through the podcast.
Okay, fantastic. Now, tell everybody a little bit about your businesses, just a little microcosm of your businesses and how you got into business. So who wants to go first?
Okay, so my business is Dress Your Daydream, and we run online balloon classes and also in-person balloon classes, and the Academy is basically a accessible and affordable way that balloon artists worldwide can gain knowledge and experience and therefore run a successful balloon business.
Very concise. Thank you, Katherine.
How do I beat that? So Events Clique I started in 2020, and it is basically business support for event stylists. So while Katherine does a lot of the showing of physically how to do events, I'm sort of behind the scenes, how you make your money, how you run your business. That's what I'm obsessed with, and I love helping women do.
And you two came together to create this podcast. So tell me more about the actual podcast. Give me some examples of the shows that you are doing.
I think so much of the time as artists, you're always thinking about getting your customers, and we're actually saying, guys, when you have your customers, think about your customer journey. Think how you make it easy for them to buy for you, how you make them feel, because that obviously goes into repeat custom. So it's trying to see your business through your customers' eyes and how to create that journey and make them really enjoy having experience with you.
Yeah.
And
Katherine, what sort of shows do you enjoy doing the most?
I enjoy talking about how important it is to build a community rather than competition in this industry, and how by networking you can form some incredible relationships. And we're also just trying to normalise a lot of the things within the industry as well, and make people who begin this journey realise that problems are going to happen and that's okay. And we've been there, and we've still made it out the other side somehow. So always remain positive, and we've got you back.
Fantastic. I've listened to some of the podcasts. They're great. I feel that there's quite a lot there on mindset and how you view yourself, never mind your business. And I think that's a really positive thing to be doing, because I think a lot of people forget about that, and they forget about their own mindset. And there's some of the business side of things as well. Obviously you can't really show balloons on a podcast, but you talk about the business side, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. Now, when you launched it, obviously you had your launch party on Instagram Live that you were kind enough to invite me onto. But do you want to tell everybody how that performed in the podcast charts during that time?
Yes. So the day we launched the podcast, within the first 4 hours, we made it to number 4 in the UK business charts. We then got to number 3 by about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the UK. And then by the next day, 5 o'clock, we got to number 2.
Yeah.
Number 2.
That was like an absolute whirlwind.
I think that's fantastic. I think the fact that you got there, and it was only Stephen Bartlett that kept you off the top.
Stephen, what can we say?
You beat Gary Vaynerchuk. You beat Gary V.
We did. Yeah. I actually tagged him, and he hasn't responded yet, but there's still time, Gary. There's still time.
Gary, please.
So sure he would.
He mentioned me once. He did a live, and he mentioned me. And I just said, "You're swearing." And my 12-year-old, no, how old was it? My 7-year-old, I think it was at the time, is here, and he found that quite amusing. So he actually mentioned me. Yeah. I was something like 7 or 8 years ago. I've been following Gary V. Before anybody really knew who he was.
He's the man.
It's fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, and I think actually with the Gary V thing, is he's so empowering, he's so authentic and inspiring, and you know, as much as Katherine and I, this is our podcast, we're doing this to obviously empower others, and that is, it just gives us so much satisfaction, and it's a nice way to reach people, because so much of what we do is so creative with our eyes. Actually, to listen to things through your ears when you're driving, you're doing a setup, it's quite a quick win, really.
They're quite quick as well. It's 20 minutes or so, and I've found them, the ones I've listened to have been about that length, and they're just it seems to be the perfect amount of time. So it's not a big, long, hour and a half podcast. But
They could have been.
But I think you've done a great job. So where can people find the podcast?
They can find it on Apple.
Yeah, Spotify, Stitcher.
Okay.
Google.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining me today. And there you go, everybody. Go and check out that podcast and have a wonderful day. Bye.